You can't ignore the liver and just work on the lymph. You can't say, well, I'll just work on the lymph and then later I'll work on the liver. No, you got to help everybody. If the car is broken down and got 4 flat tires, you got to fix all of them. And if you've got cancer, it's time to fix all 4 flat tires and get a strong system. You're not doing what the medical doctors do. You're doing what the naturopathic doctors do, and that is you get in there and you clean everything up. You make sure every system is working, and every system that's hooked up to the other system and the other system and the other system, you got to make sure they're all working so that you got you can't just have a car that you just put a new engine in, but it needs a new transmission and it's not going anywhere. You got to fix everything. You got to make sure, and everything, and it's always individual, because you've got different people with different problems. Some people are going to have diarrhea. Some people got constipation. But a lot of times when there are lymph problems and cancer problems and thyroid problems, the bowel isn't working. They've usually got constipation or diarrhea. Things aren't working. The liver's not able to handle it. The kidneys aren't able to handle it. And too often the person will say, well, I'm just going to work on the kidneys. That's what the doctor said was wrong with me. They don't know that anything else is wrong. So that's all I'm going to work on. And then that doesn't work. That does not work. You've got to get in and you've got to take care of what's wrong. And if there's cancer, you've got to make lifestyle changes going. You've got to flush out that liver and feed it and take care of it, and so that it can dump all that bad things onto the colon. And the colon, you got to help it to where it can get rid of it. And so everything is a concerted effort to make sure that everything else is working. Because as long as you're just fixing 2 or 3 things and you got 4 or 5 things wrong, you're not finishing the job. And we got to go in and look at all the different situations that need to be corrected and support the body and give it a big bunch of help, because you don't have to do it forever and ever and ever and ever. You got to do it till maybe a month, maybe 2-3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. You've got to make sure everything is working. Then after you get everything working, you don't have to get it working again. You already got it working. Once you get it working, it's a whole new world. Then you keep it working. Then you just make sure maybe you don't need to clean out the liver anymore. Maybe you don't need to clean out the urinary tract and so forth, because once you've done it, then it's working. And that's what we need to do, is make sure everything is working, because you're not going. If you got a broken wire leading to the light bulb, that light bulb is not going to come on. So that's it. So yes. And cancer is a virus. That's important to know and to remember. and that we've got to get the correct bacteria in the digestive tract. So many people don't understand that when you're not taking an antibiotic, you should be taking a maintenance dose of acidophilus for the correct bacteria, just to make sure that you've got a healthy digestive tract. Then you'll be able to survive. And if you keep things running by maintaining them and knowing what they need, knowing what the stomach needs, knowing what the liver needs, knowing what the kidneys need, knowing what the heart needs, because they all need something. And if they don't get it, They don't get it. They're going to let you know. And if you got 3 or 4 or 5, 6 things going on all at the same time, that's when you've just not been a good steward. That means you have not been a good steward of your health. And that's why it's important. If you don't know, it's time to learn. And that's why Doc Miles and I are here, is to make sure you have the education, you have the tools, that you know that Doc Miles that can do blood work, and you don't have to come and see him for him to do the blood work. He can explain it to you, but what he's doing by analyzing the blood and letting you know what systems of the body are not working, which ones need help. That is a valuable tool, and that's one of the tools Doc Miles has. I don't have that tool, but Doc has. He can tell you by a blood analysis, and you want to talk to him about it, because it's going to be different than a blood analysis from a medical doctor who's aiming everything at a useless, habit-forming drug that's probably going to do damage to your body. So he doesn't do that. And he's looking at that blood from a point of view of the nutritional aspects of what every system needs. And he can do that with a particular, unusual, wonderful report that he has. Matter of fact, he's had it quite some time, and it works so well. So anyway, so that's just one of the things that Doc Miles does, and which is a good reason why you should take down his telephone number, because he's there in Georgetown, Texas, and he's wonderful, and he's not super expensive. No, he'll help you, and he just know that telephone number is something you should write down. So here it is: 512-868-9867. That's 512-868-9867. And Doc Miles' email, if you wanted to talk to him about getting some blood work done, and ask him what he needs and what how that works, you can email him, and then you can email him the blood work to Doc Miles. His email is Doc Miles, DOCMILES @outlook.com. So that's how to get in touch with Doc. But he can do a lot of things to help you. Call him up, get a consultation, find out what you need to do, and you'll be glad you did. I've known Doc for decades and decades, and I know the man he is a man that helps people, and everybody that I've ever sent him to said yes. We love Doc Miles because he has lots of tools and lots of information and lots of ways to help people to understand what it is that they need. And that's the key, is finding out what you need and then doing something about it. And he has lots of tools in that direction. So that's Doc Miles, 512-868-9867. Doc Miles is DOCMILES @outlook.com. And I think that pretty much answered the question. And I love your answer about that rebounder for the lymphatic system. So between the ginger and the rebounder, and cleaning the blood, and making lifestyle changes, and taking anti-cancer herbs that are traditionally and historically used when there is cancer, And we're not promising cures here. We're saying that if you help your body, then your body, when it gets enough help, it'll heal itself. That's what we're both saying. Is that right, Doc?
That's right. Works every day.
Yes, it does. These are the keys. And if you've got prayer and you've got the Lord in your camp, now you've got the foundation, because the foundation is that rock of faith, and then you build that on that rock of faith, a foundation of nutrition, make lifestyle changes. Making sure that everything is kept working, so you don't have to come and say, well, I've been doing my diet's been bad, I'm stressed out, and I've been, so now my body's not working and I need help. So no, let's try to keep it well. Let's keep you well so you don't have to get well. How about that, Doc?
That'll work. So many people, when I tell them that they need acidophilus, I eat yogurt every day. Yogurt has so tiny bit of acidophilus in it. It's just very, very, very limited. I mean, you have to eat gallons of it all the time in order to get what you get in the pure acidophilus. Like you have some powdered acidophilus, I've got some liquid acidophilus, I've got some capsule acidophilus. So.
Yeah.
People need to take more of it. Nobody can get too much of it.
There you go.
Period.
And so if you're not taking an antibiotic, you should be taking acidophilus. If you are taking an antibiotic, don't bother to take it, because that antibiotic is killing everything off. You're just wasting your money. But as soon as you are not taking an antibiotic, let's keep a little bit of that acidophilus going in your stomach. And if you're eating a lot of sugars, or if you've got yeast infections or fungal infections, let's eat a lot of acidophilus, and let's knock off the sugars, because that's what's feeding cancers. That's what's feeding fungal infections and yeast infections. So let's back off on the sugars and let's load up on the acidophilus. And it's only going to take, if you've got a fungal infection, yes, you're going to take like a capsule or two morning and night if you've got a problem, yeast infection or a fungal infection. But if you don't, one capsule in the morning, or a quarter of a teaspoon of the powder, and that's it, once a day, and along with breakfast, and that's it. And you don't have to worry about not having the most important thing in your digestive system, which is the dominant friendly bacteria. What do you think? So Doc, I know you've had a tough day, and I've had a tough day too, and we probably both had a tough week.
Yep, it's been crazy.
Yeah, it gets that way. It gets overwhelming. But you know what? When you're helping people and you're doing the work, that kind of work, you just keep right on going. If the wind and the rain is in your face, you just don't even think about it.
Well, we're blessed when we help people. We're blessed. Okay,
yes.
We feel blessed because when they get better, we'll say, "Oh Lord, we helped this person," right. And we get blessed because of that. We don't do it for that reason, but we are blessed when we help our fellow man to get well, and that's what it's all about.
That's it. And it is extremely heartwarming when a mom calls you up and says, "My baby's not sick anymore. My little kid is feeling better now, and I'm really happy. And thanks for the information how to stay well." When you hear that kind of thing, and you've got a family happy, and they're not going to be sick and miserable, you're going to do this no matter how hard it is. You're going to keep right on doing it because it warms your soul.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a 9-month-old baby that kept throwing up, and the doctors wasn't doing anything. So a friend of hers said, you need to go see Dr. Miles in Georgetown. So she called and came right on in and brought the baby in, and I gave it some liquid acidophilus that I keep in the refrigerator. You know, I have these, bottles, 8-ounce bottles of liquid acidophilus, really powerful stuff. And I said, you give this child, about a half a teaspoon of this every day. And it's amazing, what it'll do. And the baby stopped throwing up, and the baby's been well ever since. And because of that, I've gotten several patients from that. So it's pretty cool.
It is, and that's just another one of those heartwarming stories that that you and I live on a daily basis, and that's why we just keep on doing it. It looks like we're going to be here a while, Doc. We've been here for decades and decades and decades. It looks like they're not going to let us go too quick.
Well, that's okay with me. I've still got lots to do, and so do you.
Okay. All right. Well, you're a wonderful, wonderful man. You have a wonderful practice there in Georgetown, Texas. That's Doc Miles, 512-868-9867. And his email is docmiles@outlook.com. That's docmiles at outlook.com. And his website is theherb.doctor.net. Doc, thanks for joining us, and we'll let you go out there and feed your critters now and so forth. But know that you're always in our prayers, okay?
Well, God bless you, and you keep up the good work, too, and I'll see you next week on the radio.
I'll see you on the radio, Doc. Thanks for joining us.
Right. Sure, bye.
All right, let's go back over there. Wow, that's a wonderful, wonderful person, we visited lymphatic glands and cancers and so forth in the last few weeks, but it gets back to again the lifestyle changes and all the things you do first thing in the morning. It talks about all the things that you need to take. The Make Lifestyle Changes report that's over on the website, herbalhealthreview.com. And when you're on herbalhealthreview.com, you click on Common Conditions. And the very first report on Common Conditions is Make Lifestyle Changes report. You click on it, and it brings up this wonderful report that tells you how much water you should be drinking every morning. Let's put a slice of lemon in it and make sure that's pure water with minerals in it. And that slice of lemon, now it's driving it alkaline. And you're starting your day every day with 16 ounces of water. And you're sipping away on that water. and you're taking a half dropper full 3 times a day of B12 and folic acid drops. And that's how this Make Lifestyle Changes starts. It starts by talking about what you should do, how much water you should drink, and the first thing you should put in your mouth in the morning. And that B12 and folic acid drops. Why that? Why B12 and folic acid? Because it's going to revitalize every cell in your body. Now that's huge. So yeah, and it's a liquid, and it goes right under your tongue. And anything under your tongue as a liquid goes directly into your bloodstream, and you get 300% more than if you take a capsule or a tablet of anything. Yes, liquid under the tongue. Hold it for a minute, half a minute to a minute, and then drink a little bit of water or tea or occasionally juice. We're just not into a lot of sugary juice. And I don't like juices that are made with concentrate. That is baloney. I don't drink that kind of juice. I drink juice that's 100% juice. That's it. So I'm going to drink juice. And I don't drink much juice because it's so high in sugar. And the sugars are pretty much an enemy of the body. You need a certain amount, but you need only 35% acid foods, and sugar is an acid. You only need 35%. And you need 65% alkaline foods. So first thing this diet does is it gives you all the things to increase your immune system and energize your body until you are so energized and have so much energy and nutrition. And looks like somebody's calling me. And my phone does not ring off the hook. And yes, I am backed up. 16 calls on, and that's just the ones that are calling me. So yes, I'm really backed up here, and I'm going to be calling these people back one by one. And just, you got to realize, to honestly help someone, it takes an hour on the telephone, maybe at least a half hour to an hour, sometimes 2 hours. If you're not just, if you're really giving somebody information and helping them to understand it, because the information about these natural remedies and which ones and what they do and when to take it and so forth is overwhelming to many people. But it doesn't have to be. Not if you accept the fact that you can have a coach who will help you through it, and who will hook you up into a system of coaches. So you got a whole team of people helping you to get well. And you say, well, how many $1 million does that cost? $100 one time when I become your coach and I put you into that kind of a system where you're getting all this hands-on help. And people know you, and they know what you're going through, and they know what you need next, and they know what doesn't work for you, and they know what does work for you. And you can call them over and over again until you're well. And what do I ask? To put somebody into a system like that? If you want me to be your coach, I ask for a donation to Good Shepherd Ministries. That's right. Good Shepherd Ministries, a donation of $100 one time to do all that work, to determine what it is you need, and create all the reports and educate the person all about what they need, and so they can see the reports, so that they can make lifestyle changes and know that they need to drink half their body weight in ounces of water every day, that they need to be taking that B12 and folic acid. And then it tells them the next thing is take 50 drops of liquid sunshine under the tongue for the first 15 days. Then after the 15 days, 10 drops every day. And it's once a day. It's a once a day thing with that liquid sunshine. But when you're doing that, it puts your immune system into orbit, and that vitamin D3 liquid sunshine, 50 drops for 15 days. 50 drops for 15 days. That's 50,000 each day. That is what what it takes to saturate and load. It's loading up of vitamin D in your body, which at that point is preventing cancer by a minimum 77%. And that was the study they did with 90% less of vitamin D3. You see, the research is behind this. These aren't guesses that this is going to work. These are educated information that shows that these are the things that work. And when you start hooking them together like cars on a train and engines on a train, where you got 100 engines pulling 100 cars. You can go as fast as you want to. The body is going to heal itself. It's got the power to do it. And that's what this is all about. Giving your body the power to heal itself. So it starts with that. So it starts with all these things you do first thing in the morning. And you don't do everything. That's why you need a coach, because there's certain things you can leave out, and certain things you absolutely should have. And so like colostrum. Colostrum is an immune system builder. But if your immune system is working fine and you just want to stay healthy, well, you don't need the colostrum. If your hormones are working wonderfully and you're not all stressed out, you don't need the pregnenolone. We'll leave it out. And so there are things you can leave out and things you definitely want to make sure you're taking, like the B12 and folic acid drops, like the liquid sunshine, the fulvic acid, the Intramax, all of these. But you can leave out the colostrum, you can leave out the pregnenolone, but you need a coach, because that's how deep this system is. There's only so much. You need to be educated about what to use and how much to use of it, because no one's ever done what I'm doing. No one's ever had a team of people that were the manufacturer, that are your friends, that are going to remember everything you ordered and everything that you said. Wherever you said, I don't like this product, it's not for me, they're making a note of it, etc. Until finally, after doing this for up to a month, you've developed the perfect mix of things that you need to boost your immune system, to help your body so it can heal itself. That's what it's all about. And that's what we know how to do. That's what Doc Miles knows how to do. That's what Brittany over there at Health and Herbs, 541-791-8400. That's what she knows how to do. Brittany, who makes all of the 14,000 natural remedies, who makes all of these herbs and nutrients that are in the Make Lifestyle Changes report. Brittany, that's the person who does it. And she could use some help too. So if you know about natural remedies and you would like to be a part of making natural remedies and helping Brittany in Albany, Oregon, she's looking for help because it's hard work helping people. And it's demanding work, and right now she's overwhelmed with all the things she has to do. She could really use somebody who is experienced, has knowledge of natural remedies, and wants to help. And she's in Albany, Oregon. Maybe you know somebody there. But anyway, this goes on. This report goes on, and after you've taken all the things first thing in the morning, it takes you maybe 5 minutes to do it, to take it, and you're done. And then it ends with having a cup of herbal tea that is a blood cleaner. So you've had this power drink, you've had all these things the first thing in the morning. Then the next thing is you're hungry. You need something in your body. So there's the power drink, which we described in the beginning of this broadcast. How to make it, and then make it to your own taste. Some people like mangoes, and some people want something else. Maybe they want it to taste like bananas, and it's up to you. But there's the recipe for the power drink. Then when the power drink wears off, you say, okay, I need a meal. Where's the meal plans? Where's the recipes? That's the next thing in the Make Lifestyle Changes report. So it's saying that here are the whole food, plant-based diet meal plans. So now you got the meal plans. Well, you're going to pick the meal plans that you like. and you're going to pick the recipes. There's the recipes. You're going to pick the meal plans and the recipes, so you're picking the food you like. However, you're looking at the next thing that is listed, and the next thing that's listed is an acid alkaline food chart. And you're going to pick 65% of the meal plans and recipes that you like from the alkaline side. So you're getting 65% alkaline. So you're trying to drive your body pH to 7.5 to 8.0 and keep it there. Then you will be so healthy, cancer can't live in your body. The body will be able to heal itself. When you're 35% alkaline, 65% acid in the foods that you choose, and there's the acid alkaline food chart, and there it is. It's a complete system. Now you go down, and it goes down, and it talks about more about food, and it talks about how to get over the flu, and in one day, how to get over the flu. And then it talks about garlic and ginger, and that's where we learned about how ginger is for the cleansing of the lymphatic system. So if you're drinking a lot of ginger tea and chopping up ginger and putting on everything you cook or any salads, putting ginger on everything you can, that is going to detox the lymph system. Then if you are bouncing up and down, you don't have to jump up and down. You can lightly bounce up and down on a rebounder. That's going to keep the lymphatic system open, keeping it moving. And then it's so important that we heal your gut. If you've got any kind of a gut problem, then the number one gut remedy for getting rid of parasites, ulcers, food poisoning, bacterial infections, it's wild oregano oil or capsules. And there it talks about it right here in this Make Lifestyle Changes report. Talks you how to heal digestive issues with wild oregano oil. And it talks about the value of garlic. Ginger and garlic are so valuable. The garlic is an amazing superfood that can kill off bacterial and viral and fungal infections. So that means garlic kills cancer, because garlic kills viral infections. So lots of garlic, lots of ginger, wild oregano oil, and now you're resetting the digestive tract. Then when you're using the bacteria, it's going to work beautifully because you've cleansed it. And then finally, the thing that needs to happen for the liver is to unclog the liver, rejuvenate the bowel, and clean the blood. So you're cleaning the blood, and you're protecting the liver, and it's telling you how to protect the liver and how to have a brand new liver by 60% every 120 days with milk thistle seed extract. And if you'll do that, if you'll do for the milk thistle seed extract for anywhere from 1 to 7.5 months, you will have a brand new liver, because the liver regenerates itself. The liver you can cut the liver in half, or even down to 1/4, and the liver will regenerate new liver cells and renew and rebuild a new liver. And what does it love to do that with? What is the main ingredient that can make it happen? Milk thistle seed extract. And we're talking about if you've got a liver that's in bad shape, and you've got cancers, and you've got digestive disorders, and the pancreas isn't working, well, then you need to do that to the liver. You need to coat the liver over with the milk thistle seed extract. 1 teaspoon in the morning, 1 teaspoon in the evening, and the milk thistle seed powder in your power drink in the morning. Then after 7 months of using milk thistle seed extract, you have a brand new liver. You don't need the milk thistle seed extract anymore. And you keep taking the tablespoon or 2 of milk thistle seed powder in your power drink once a week, and you keep a brand new liver operating at 100% capacity. And that's an amazing thing to be able to say. But that's how you do it. And there it is. So that's the first thing, is how to rejuvenate the liver. Then it's saying the next thing is use a liquid that cleanses and detoxifies the blood and the digestive tract and cleans up the liver and triggers the bowel to get rid of all the toxins, heavy metals, and toxins in your body. That's the CAC liquid. And you're going to take, how much to take? Well, how much? We'll start. It says take 1 to 3 tablespoons. Underdose yourself with everything to start with. Never take the full mega dose. Always work your way into a dose, finding out. Maybe everybody else is 1 to 3 tablespoons, but maybe you are only 1 teaspoon. So start with a little bit and increase it. 1 teaspoon the first day, 2 or 3 teaspoons the second day. Let's find out how much it takes to clean the blood and clean up the digestive tract and clean out the liver and dump it all on the bowel and get rid of it, because the next thing after the CAC liquid, for people who don't have constipation, that's what you would use. But if you have constipation and you're not having a regular bowel movement, maybe you're not even having a bowel movement once a day, once every 2 or 3 days, once a week, then you need the CAC liquid. Let me tell someone, okay, it was a short call. My phone, I've got so many calls backed up, but I'm going to get to every single one of them. It'll take me a long time, but I'm going to keep going 7 days a week until I do it, because that's what it takes to do this job. But anyway, the CAC liquid is for people who don't have constipation. The people that do have constipation need the CAC herbal tea. The tea, then you're going to take 1 cup, 2 cups, 3 cups, 4 cups, whatever it takes to cause a bowel movement. And whether you're taking the liquid because you don't have constipation, or you're taking enough of the tea, by the way, it will retrain the bowel to go back to work. The tea will get rid of constipation and the bowel will go back to work. If you start out needing 2 or 3 cups, then we only need 2 cups. Then after a bit, you don't only need 1 cup, then a half a cup. Then you don't need it anymore because the bowel has gone back to work. The muscle tone is now working. Everything's working. So now the most important thing is, let's get rid of all the heavy metals, toxins, all the debris that we've been flushing out of the blood and the digestive tract and putting into the bowel. We're going to use Truman's Fiber Special with bentonite clay, because it absorbs everything and pulls all the heavy metals and toxins into the fiber powder and into the clay that's carrying an electric charge that is magnetizing and pulling, because it's negatively charged, and it's pulling positive heavy metals and positive toxins into the clay and into that fiber powder, binding it all up, and it's collecting it as it's a gel. And so you're using it as a powder. So once a day you make this powder. You take the powder and you put it in a glass with water, tea, or juice. And let's not drink a lot of juice, and let's dilute juice, so it's not so sugary. And so you're taking this fiber powder and you're putting it in a liquid and you're stirring it up, and it's turning to a gel, and you got about 8 or 10 ounces of this liquid, and you're drinking it down, and it's turning into a gel, and it's sliding through the digestive tract, cleaning everything, collecting and pulling heavy metals and toxins to it. It's collecting it in the digestive tract. It gets to the liver. It's cleaning up the liver. It's pulling all the toxins away from the liver, and it's going into the bowel, and that's where it finds a lot of toxins, a lot of heavy metals that are getting ready to go back into the bloodstream, but they're not going to make it because the gel is in the bowel and absorbing all of the toxins and the heavy metals right through the bloodstream, through the digestive tract, through the liver, through the colon, and absorbing everything and taking it out of the bowel. That is a detox system, and that's what needs to happen. And we do it for a couple of weeks, and then you're done. You don't need to continue doing it over and over and over again. You did it. You detoxed the body. So now you run out of these things. You run out of the liquid, or you run out of the tea, but the bowel has gone back to work again. And you've run out of the special fiber powder, which you're taking only once a day, and you're taking it away from. Very important. Now, listen to this because it's very important. You take this fiber powder only once a day, 1 to 2 hours before or after. 1 to 2 hours before or after a meal, any supplements, or any medication. Why? Because if you take it at the same time, it'll absorb all your medication. It'll absorb all your nutrients out of your food. It will absorb your supplements. So take the fiber powder 1 to 2 hours before or after a meal, supplements, or medication. That's all you need. And you're only taking it once a day. And you're taking enough of that fiber powder to thicken up the bowel movements so you don't have diarrhea. So you're going to find out. Are you a 1 teaspoon fiber person, a 2 teaspoon, a 3 teaspoon, 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons? How much fiber powder does it take to thicken up the bowel movements? Because what you're looking for every time we have a bowel movement, this is important, is that every bowel movement is so soft it breaks up in a cloud. Because if your bowel movement is hard and has no liquid in it, no moisture in it, it's because you reabsorbed everything and it's back in the bloodstream. If your bowel movement, if you're drinking enough water and you're getting enough liquids, your bowel movement should, when you flush the toilet, it should break up in a cloud. That means the sewer system of the body is working, you're getting things through there, and it has enough liquid. That's it. That is the Make Lifestyle Changes system. That's how to use it. And when you do that, you won't get sick. And if you did, it's going to be real easy to fix it. You're going to be back to work the next day because you know what to do for colds, flus, and viruses, because that's in this report too. It's all there. So that is really talking again. And when there is thyroid cancer, pancreatic cancer, that's when you're going over to a different report. And that would be the breast and all cancer report, because that's the one that's going to give us all the information about how to help the body to defeat cancers.